Hello, I'm Dr. Sarah Chen. For over 20 years, I've specialized in internal medicine with a focus on preventive care and healthy aging. Throughout my career, I've seen how our bodies communicate with us, sometimes with a whisper, other times with unmistakable clarity. Today, I want to have an honest conversation about important health signals that deserve your attention. The human body is remarkably communicative. It sends us messages constantly, and learning to understand these signals can make all the difference in maintaining your health as you age. This isn't about creating fear or anxiety, quite the opposite. Knowledge is empowering, and understanding these signals puts you in control of your health journey. In the next 20 minutes, we'll explore 6 key health signals that shouldn't be overlooked. We'll discuss what these signals might mean, when they warrant attention, and the difference between normal changes and those that might require medical evaluation. My goal isn't to alarm you, but to help you become more attuned to your body's language so you can respond appropriately when needed. Signal number 1. Persistent fatigue. Let's start with something many of us experience: fatigue. Feeling tired occasionally is completely normal. Maybe you didn't sleep well or you've had a particularly busy week. But there's a meaningful difference between everyday tiredness and persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. Persistent fatigue feels different. It's a profound sense of exhaustion that doesn't respond to a good night's sleep or a restful weekend. Activities you once enjoyed might suddenly feel overwhelming. Perhaps climbing stairs leaves you winded when it never did before, or preparing a meal feels like running a marathon. This type of fatigue can have many causes. Sometimes it's straightforward, perhaps an undiagnosed sleep disorder or an underactive thyroid. Other times it might signal something that needs medical attention, like anemia, heart issues, or other underlying conditions. What makes persistent fatigue worth noting? Pay attention to fatigue that develops suddenly without obvious cause, exhaustion that doesn't improve with adequate rest energy levels, that interfere with daily activities you previously managed easily. Fatigue accompanied by other symptoms like shortness of breath, dizziness, or palpitations. If you're experiencing this kind of fatigue, start by documenting when it began and any patterns you notice. Does it worsen at certain times of day? Is it affected by activity levels or meals? This information will be valuable when you speak with your healthcare provider. Remember, fatigue isn't something you should simply accept as just getting older. It's a signal worth investigating, especially when it represents a change from your normal energy levels. Signal number 2, chest discomfort. When we talk about chest discomfort, many people immediately think of heart attacks. While chest pain can indeed signal heart problems, there's actually a spectrum of chest sensations that deserve attention, each potentially indicating different issues. Let's distinguish between different types of chest discomfort. Heart-related chest discomfort often feels like pressure, squeezing, or fullness, as if someone were sitting on your chest. It may radiate to your arms, particularly the left, jaw, neck, or back. This sensation can be accompanied by shortness of breath, cold sweats, nausea, or lightheadedness. If you experience these symptoms, especially if they come on suddenly, or during physical exertion, treat it as a medical emergency. But chest discomfort can have other causes too. Sharp stabbing pain that worsens when you take a deep breath might indicate a lung issue like pleurisy or pneumonia. A burning sensation behind your breastbone could be acid reflux. Tenderness when you press on your chest wall might be musculoskeletal. Here's what's important: new or unexplained chest discomfort, especially if it's severe or accompanied by other symptoms like shortness of breath or dizziness, warrants immediate medical attention. Even if you're uncertain about the cause, it's always better to err on the side of caution. And remember, heart-related chest discomfort can present differently in women than in men. Women may experience more subtle symptoms like unusual fatigue, shortness of breath, or discomfort in the neck, jaw, or upper back. Being aware of these differences can be life-saving. Signal number 3, breathing changes. Our breathing is something we rarely think about until it changes. Breathing difficulties can range from mild to severe, and understanding these changes can provide important health insights. Normal breathing is effortless. You shouldn't be conscious of each breath, even during moderate activity. When breathing becomes noticeably different, whether it's feeling short of breath while sitting still, struggling to catch your breath after minimal exertion, or experiencing a new pattern of breathing, your body is trying to tell you something. Shortness of breath has many potential causes. Sometimes it's temporary, like when you've overexerted yourself. Other times it might indicate conditions affecting your heart or lungs. Conditions like heart failure can cause fluid to build up in your lungs, making breathing more difficult, especially when lying down. Respiratory conditions like COPD or asthma can cause wheezing and breathing difficulties that may come and go. Another important breathing change to notice is sleep apnea, periods when breathing stops briefly during sleep, often accompanied by loud snoring. If your partner notices you gasping or choking during sleep, or if you wake up feeling unrested despite adequate sleep time, this deserves medical attention. When should breathing changes prompt a medical visit? Consider these guidelines. Sudden severe shortness of breath is always an emergency. New breathing difficulty that occurs at rest, breathing trouble that wakes you from sleep, shortness of breath accompanied by chest pain, dizziness, or swelling in the legs. Your breathing rate and quality are direct reflections of your cardiopulmonary health. Paying attention to changes in this vital function can help identify problems early when they're often more treatable. Signal number 4, unexplained weight fluctuations. Our weight naturally fluctuates somewhat, but significant unintentional weight changes, either loss or gain, can be meaningful health signals. Let's consider unexplained weight loss first. Losing more than 5% of your body weight over 6 to 12 months without trying should prompt a conversation with your healthcare provider. While sometimes this has a simple explanation like increased physical activity or dietary changes you hadn't really noticed, unexplained weight loss can also signal underlying health conditions that need attention. These might include digestive issues affecting nutrient absorption, metabolic disorders like diabetes, thyroid conditions, or sometimes more serious conditions like cancer. The key is unexplained. Weight loss you can't attribute to changes in diet or activity. Significant unintentional weight gain can be equally important to notice. Gaining more than 5 to 10 pounds over a short period, especially if it's accompanied by swelling in your legs or abdomen, could indicate fluid retention related to heart, kidney, or liver issues. Weight gain can also signal hormonal changes, medication side effects, or other health conditions. To monitor your weight effectively, weigh yourself regularly, perhaps weekly rather than daily. Note any unexplained changes of more than 5% of your body weight. Pay attention to changes in how your clothes fit. Consider whether you've made any lifestyle changes that would explain weight fluctuations. Remember, weight changes themselves aren't necessarily problematic. It's the unexplained nature of significant changes that deserves medical attention. Your healthcare provider can help determine if there's an underlying cause that needs addressing. Signal number 5, cognitive changes. As we age, some cognitive changes are normal. Perhaps you occasionally misplace your keys or forget a name. But significant changes in thinking, memory, or behavior can be important signals that shouldn't be dismissed simply as getting older. Normal age-related changes tend to be mild and don't interfere significantly with daily functioning. You might take a bit longer to learn new information or occasionally forget a name, but you remember it later. These changes don't typically impact your ability to manage your daily life. By contrast, concerning cognitive changes might include getting lost in familiar places, struggling with everyday tasks like managing finances or following recipes. Repeated confusion about time, person, or place. Noticeable personality changes or mood shifts. Difficulty following conversations or finding words. Poor judgment or decision-making that seems out of character. What's particularly important to note is the timing of these changes. Sudden cognitive changes, developing over hours or days, could indicate a medical emergency like a stroke, infection, or medication reaction. These require immediate medical attention. More gradual changes developing over months might signal conditions like mild cognitive impairment or early dementia. While these diagnoses might sound frightening, early identification allows for better management, and in some cases, access to treatments that may slow progression. If you or loved ones notice cognitive changes, document specific examples to share with your healthcare provider. What exactly is different? When did these changes begin? Are they getting worse? This specific information can help your doctor determine appropriate next steps. Signal number 6. Abdominal concerns. Our digestive system is remarkably communicative. Changes in appetite, bowel habits, or new discomfort can provide important health information. Let's start with abdominal pain. Occasional mild discomfort is common and often related to something simple like indigestion. But certain types of abdominal pain deserve prompt attention. Severe pain that comes on suddenly pain, accompanied by fever, vomiting, or inability to keep fluids down, pain along with yellowing of the skin or eyes, jaundice, pain that awakens you from sleep, pain in the right upper abdomen, especially after fatty meals, pain accompanied by swelling or tenderness in the abdomen. Changes in bowel habits are also worth noting. While occasional constipation or diarrhea happens to everyone, persistent changes lasting more than a few weeks could signal an underlying issue. This includes new constipation or diarrhea, stools that appear unusually narrow, blood in the stool, or dark tarry stools. Changes in appetite can be significant too. Losing interest in food, feeling full quickly, or experiencing new discomfort after eating could indicate various digestive issues that deserve evaluation. Like our other signals, the key is to notice patterns and changes from your normal. Digestive changes that persist for more than a few weeks, especially when accompanied by other symptoms like weight loss, fatigue, or pain, should prompt a conversation with your healthcare provider. As we wrap up our conversation today, I want to emphasize that being aware of your body's signals doesn't mean living in fear of illness. Quite the opposite. This awareness empowers you to take appropriate action when needed, and just as importantly, to recognize when changes are likely normal and not concerning. The signals we've discussed, persistent fatigue, chest discomfort, breathing changes, unexplained weight fluctuations, cognitive changes, and abdominal concerns, aren't meant to be a checklist of worries. They're guideposts to help you navigate your health journey with confidence and wisdom. Here are some practical steps you can take today. First, get to know your baseline. What's normal for you? How do you typically feel? This self-awareness makes it easier to recognize meaningful changes. Second, consider keeping a simple health journal. When you notice something unusual, document what you're experiencing when it occurs and any patterns you observe. This information can be invaluable during medical visits. Third, establish a relationship with a primary care provider you trust. Regular checkups create continuity of care and make it easier to address concerns when they arise. Finally, remember that you are your own best health advocate. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it's worth discussing with a healthcare professional. Thank you for taking the time to learn about these important health signals today. By understanding how to listen to your body's messages, you're taking an important step toward maintaining your health and well-being for years to come. I wish you good health and vitality on your journey ahead. If you found this information helpful, please consider sharing it with friends and family who might benefit. And I'd love to hear your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Until next time, take good care.